Guys, it's Van Diesel back again for another Card Fight Vanguard deck profile. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the Patreon. Let's get this one started. Today, we have my favorite deck revealed so far. Not, by the way, time update. Today's was the day that they revealed Golds. Once more, I'm not a big fan of Blue's Flames, but I am glad that they brought back Liberators, so I would take it. But also, that's just a time update of when I'm recording this. But anyways, it's my favorite reveal so far, and the one I was looking the most forward to in general out of these reveals, which is Nubatama Houzan. Oh, for some reason, when Hanzo came out, I became somewhat attached to Nubatama. I think almost all the decks now have some form of attachment to me. I have a main for almost all of them now, so now it's just a debate of who I don't have. Right now, Pale Moon, I know I don't have a main for in terms of V. I know my G main is Hari, but in terms of V, I'm kind of hoping Bunnies, which come out tomorrow, are really good. I mean, by the day you see this, the day before was when Bunnies came out. Bunnies come out on Thursday. This is probably going to go up on Friday. So you already know what Bunnies do. I don't know what they do yet. So we'll wait for that. But anyways, this is my favorite deck so far. So let's go ahead and get it started. First up, our starter will be Evo Stealth Dragon Ushimitsumaru. 6k base, 10k shield, grade 0 with boost. I know I had to have said this in the Hanzo video, but for some reason saying the words Ushimitsumaru just feels so comfortable to me. Standard ability, when rode upon, if you want draw a card, and then if your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 1 or grade, you get a quick show ticket. Nothing too special about it. I like its art having like those little scrolls on its shuriken right there, and you know that draw and that quick shot are always really nice to have. So good starter. Trigger wise, we have 4 Stealth Beast Mijingakure, 5k base, 0 shield, grade 0 with boost. Draw trigger, you know draw triggers are, you just draw a card and then something gets plus 10. Continuous Sentinel, you may have up to 4 in the deck. Auto Guard Circle, when placed, discard a card from hand and one of your units cannot be hit until end of battle. So way to nullify attacks. I like it. It's a nice card. This deck fucks with the opponent's hand, so it's a good thing that you can gain hand back too with the draw trigger. Really nice card, just in case like they hit for bigger numbers. 4 copies of Mijingakure. Rest of the triggers why we run 8 crit for draw, 8 crit for heal, in the form of Stealth Dragon Ganbaku as a crit, Stealth Dragon Kurogane as a crit, and Ferocious Stealth Rogue Kosudo as a heal. I don't run the Heal Guardians, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Grade 3 heals, no, they restrict your G-Assist, they are vanillas after grade 3. The only deck that you can benefit off them are the decks that can recycle grade 3s back to deck, like Bermudas, or decks that can add extra shield to them, like Dilaner from Dimension Police. But in my personal opinion, I don't run those in there, so I have no reason to run them in here. So I don't like them. That's just my opinion. If you want to run them here, it's fine, but I don't like them. And now into our normal units. First up, we run 4 copies of Stealth Dragon Antenbrand. Grade 1, boost, 10k shield, 7k base, act rear once per turn. Rest this unit, and your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards in the same column as it, bounces it to hand, and if he or she returns, stand it, and it gets plus 3 for the turn. So, you know, a way to get rid of an opponent's rear guard and just get plus 3 out of it. Really nice to bounce back stuff, especially because Daihouzan activates when your opponent calls stuff from. It doesn't matter where they call it from, as long as it was a normal unit. It doesn't matter how they call it either. It can be a superior call, it can be a normal call. If they can call it from fucking drop, damage zone, it doesn't really matter. As long as they call it a normal unit, they gotta pay a cost for it. So I like the fact that you can bounce back units and still force them to pay the cost. Really nice for Antenbrand. Next up, we have 4 Stealth Beast Ibudanuki. Probably said that wrong. 8k base, 10k shield, grade 1 with boost. Auto rear, when the attack gets boosted, hits a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, bounce it to hand. If a card was returned, your opponent chooses a card from hand and discards it. So a way to kind of like Antenbrand, but instead of standing, you can make them discard a hand card, which is really nice to have, especially because you're still bouncing rear guards back anyways, and while you might be preventing them from paying the cost of Daihouzan, you're still making them lose something, so I'll take it. Nice grade 1, 4 of our main grade 1 now. Martial Artist of Laceration, Houzan. 8k base, 10k shield, grade 1 with boost. Auto, when it's placed on Van, look at top 7, choose up to 1 grade 2 or greater Houzan in its card name, reveal it, put it to hand, and shuffle your deck. Auto rear, at the end of the battle, the attack to boost it, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, bounce it to hand, and it is mandatory. So let's bunk that down one at a time. So first off, this card I have always drawn into at grade 1, some way, somehow, so it's really nice that it can get you that search. 2, you're kind of getting every part of the ride line because you're getting a grade 2 or a grade 3. Unfortunately, it's Vanguard restricted, but I will still take it. And auto, that ability to bounce something back to hand, it's really nice. It's for free. It doesn't matter if it hits or not, and it's somewhere on the board. As long as they have a rear guard on board, it's getting bounced. I like Houzan, and he doesn't have to go to Soul either or disappear. He's an amazing grade 1. Nice skills all around. 4 of. Grade 2 wise, we have 3 copies of Momentary Stealth Rogue Tsunamasa, probably said that wrong. 8k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept, auto rear when placed. It gets plus, one of your units gets plus 3 for the turn, and if that unit was a grade 3, soul charge 1. So you can give your Vanguard plus 3 just so it can hit force numbers, and you get a soul charge out of it. And then auto rear at the end of the battle that attacked, soul blast 1 and bounce it back to hand. So nothing too special about him, you're just getting a bounce out of it, and you can constantly reuse him. He does give you a soul charge, and this deck does use up a decent amount of soul, so I say he's a good grade 2 to have, 3 of. 3 of Stealth Beast Chigasumi, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto rear when it attacks, discard a card from hand, and it gets plus 15 when it swings. Okay, this thing on grade 2 rush does so much work. If stands were a thing in V, oh, I would have killed so many people so quickly with this. Chigasumi, amazing grade 2. If it wasn't till the end of the battle and it could be used multiple times a turn and you could somehow stand it, oh, Chigasumi would be the death of everyone. 3 of amazing grade 2. 3 copies of his brother, Stealth Beast Tamahagane, or sorry, not Tama. Well, yeah, technically it's his brother Nubatama. I mean, Murakuma. His Nubatama brother, his actual brother. This is Black Tiger, White Tiger being Bloody Mist. Tamahagane, 3 of, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto rear when placed, you may soul blast 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, bounce it to hand. If something was returned, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discard 1. So it's like this thing, and it's actually coincidence that they're alike because they both have like the same green color in the background. But it's nice that he's also an on play, so he doesn't have to hit for it. And then continues rear. If your opponent has 4 or less hand cards, it gets plus 5. Funny thing is, Daihouzan requires your opponent to have 3 or less hand cards for them not to be touched by its effect. So, if they're being touched by this effect, they're probably not being touched by Daihouzan, but still, regardless, they're losing some. You're getting a benefit out of it. Either they discard when they call, or this gets plus 5. I'll take it. And it's during both players' turns. Amazing grade 2, 3 of. And next we have our final grade 2 and our main grade 2, and for some reason a grade 2 that doesn't cost anything. And he has a moon in the background, which at this point I'm starting to question if Bushi knows I'm a sucker for moons. I mean, they probably don't care because I'm not that big, but still. Master Swordsman of Successive Victory, Houzan, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto Vanguard or rear guard when it attacks a Vanguard. Choose one of your opponent's choose one of your opponent's rear guards and return it to hand. And if your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 10. It's a mandatory effect. So something is going to get bounced. Whether something gets bounced or not, it doesn't matter. But you're getting plus 10. So it's a 20k swing. And you're making them lose a rear guard for free. I like that. And then auto, when it's rode upon by a grade 3, if your opponent has 3 or more rear guards, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 1 crit and plus 1 drive. In a mirror match, if both players are on this, or you see this on the opponent's Vanguard, do not engage. Even if you are going first, do not engage. Because what happened to my friend was, he didn't think, no, he knew I had a Daihouzan in hand, but because he was playing mirror match, he thought like he could outrush me. He didn't, but he thought I wouldn't be able to make a comeback because I was at 5 damage. I rode Daihouzan, he called 4 units, I had plus 1 crit and plus 1 drive on me, so automatically I had double crit, triple drive. Skill of Daihouzan, when I swung later, I'm at 27, I did a lot during that main phase and they had less rear guards, don't worry. I had 27 with triple crit and quadruple drive. He guarded for a 2 to pass, first check crit, all effects to van, second check no trigger, third check no trigger, last check draw trigger, power to van, draw a card, anime style kill, 4 damage. Yeah, he did that to himself. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't 4 damage, it was 3 damage. Either way, he did that to himself. Like, do not engage. If you see a mirror match and this is on the opponent's Vanguard, do not engage. Like, regardless if you see this on the Vanguard, do not engage. Because it will fucking kill you if you have 3 or more rear guards. Just wait it out. It doesn't matter. Wait it out because it will get you killed. 4 copies of this grade 2 though, because it's really amazing. And it can restrict your opponent's rush plays. And it's a good thing to be sitting on for G-assist fodder, because maybe you want to fuck with your opponent and, stay on it. They make a play during their next turn when they're at grade 3, you get a bunch of things out, you do a lot of extra drive checks, a lot of extra crits, they probably die in 1 turn. So I like that card. It's a really nice thing to play mindfuckery with. 4 of. On to our grade 3s, we have 4 copies of Stealth Dragon Voidmaster. Grade 3, Twin Drive, Protect Gift, 12k base, Auto Van or Rear. When placed, until end of turn, your opponent cannot intercept and it gets plus 3. So a way to lock down those pesky units you might not be able to bounce, or like say something else was far more important to you to bounce. Now they can't really intercept with the things that wouldn't be bounced before, and it's a 15k swinger so it can hit force numbers. And then Auto Van or Rear, at the end of the battle they attack, counter boss 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and bounce it to hand. So a way to constantly make them lose their units back, and have Daihouzan make them discard. I like this grade 3, it's really nice, it was ran by Ninja Master M, and it's still an amazing card. 4 of. And now our last unit, and my favorite unit, not of all time, but my favorite unit in Nubatama of all time, next to Hanzo, of course. Sword Saint of Invincibility, Daihouzan. Grade 3, Twin Drive, Protect Gift, 12k base, Auto Van when it attacks, Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, bounce it to hand, and until end of battle, this unit gets +5 in a drive. And if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater and they have 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets +10 in a crit. So combine this with this, and that's triple critical quad drive 27. I like that. He swings. He does really swing. I mean, granted, regardless, if you're playing the deck right, you know, every turn is going to be a 27k double crit triple drive swing, but, you know, on this turn, that's a triple quadruple 27. I'll take it. And then the other skill, the skill I like the most about it, Auto Van, when your opponent's normal unit is placed on rear during their turn, if your opponent's hand is 4 or more cards, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discard it. So a way to fuck with their hand that is not a once per turn. It doesn't matter where they call from. It can be drop, it can be deck, it can be damage, it can be order zone for all I fucking care, it can be guard circle, it can be soul. Doesn't matter. If it's a normal unit and they have 4 or more hand cards, they discard them for it. It's amazing. I like that skill. It can fuck with the hand so much. It can put them in a corner. Like, a lot of decks would die to this. Things like the old Amaterasu where you draw after the battle if it hits. Things like that would counter this. But, after you call, you know, this screws you over. This screws over golds. Unless, like, you play it really smart. I like this thing. It's an amazing grade 3. 4 of. Gift-wise, we have 5 Protect 1s, 5 Protect 2s. Protect 1 goes to hand, and it's Sentinel. And when it's placed on guard circle, you know, just like Mijingakure earlier, you discard a card and one of these cannot be hit on the battle. And Protect 2, when acquired, you put it on a circle, and the unit on it gets +5, and it gets +10 when intercepting. And it does stack. This is the deck I actually swap back and forth with the most. Normally when I play a deck, there are a few decks just in general where I'll swap back between their gifts depending on the situation. But this is one of the few decks where I do swap back every now and then more often. I will pick Protect 2 more than I've picked Protect 1. Like, every 2 Protect 2 games, I'll pick a Protect 1. But either way, this is the game that I'm the most common to switch between 2. So I like them both. They both have possibility. This act as an extra Sentinel for the decks that can still hit big numbers without hand cards. Like, this is for Valkyrion's sake, by the way. And this is for, like, normal decks that would probably die to this, and then you don't need the extra Sentinel, you just need the extra 10k shield. And then we have our quick shield, which is when one of you is attacked, it gets +5k for the battle. By the way, suggestion, if you're playing a mirror match, pick this one. Protect 1's not going to help you. I'm just saying that now. Or actually, no, you could do Protect 1, never mind. Yeah, Protect 1 would probably work better, actually. And that's it for the deck. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm sorry I talked a bit fast. I am on a time crunch as per usual, but this deck is fun playing. I gotta admit, no matter what, it's one of my favorite decks playing. I think it's my top Protect deck of playing. Bladewing Reiji is my second most fun Protect deck playing because it's combo based, so I'll take Bladewing Reiji second. Hanzo and Houzan are tied. Excel Gift, we all fucking know it's golds. We all fucking know it's Ezel's. My name is literally the definition of that, so we don't even have to question it. Forest decks, there are ways we can go with this depending on how I grade it. So that's it for today's deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, go to the Patreon, join the Discord, follow the Twitch, and go check out there. And I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to stand up your vanguards.